It is time for Flip and Friends. I am your host, Kenneth Davis. The executive producer of That Davis Show and Flip and Friends is Ryan Bukoveski. Follow him at Ryan B. Ski and Ryan B. Ski 1 on Instagram for the sexiness on the gram. And speaking of sexy, last but not least, Sydney Brown, co-host of Second City Sports and also contributor to We Are Ruger Radio. You see, black hockey expert, and I don't mean that he's the expert of black hockey, but he's a black man that's the expert of hockey. As you can see with the Sidney Crosby and Alexander Ovechkin jerseys that are behind him as they are playing while we are recording this. How are you guys doing?
Doing great.
Pretty good. It's
Right,
nice to get a shout out for the light-skinned brothers of Crosby and Ovechkin.
Go on. All right, guys, diving straight into it. This is from the week. It's not unusual for Secret Service agents to stay out of typically expansive homes regarding their guarding. Instead of using a garage or auxiliary building as their home base to post notes, but Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump took that to an extreme, forcing the Secret Service to install a porta potty outside their home just so they had somewhere to relieve themselves, sources said. The unsightly outdoor bathroom was taken down after neighbors complained. That's when Kushner and Trump details started using the bathroom in the Obama's friendly nearby garage. But they were kicked out when a Secret Service supervisor from the Trump-Kushner detail left an unpleasant mess in the Obama bathroom. So think about that fuck shit, right? Like
literal.
Yeah, that's literal fuck shit, right? I'm just sitting there. You're in the former president's home. You're not cleaning up, or I let you know how you really feel. Like, man, I'm about to just get nasty up in this motherfucker. And they had to be like, look, they were nice. See, this is the thing too with black folk. They were nice enough to let your ass in that motherfucker, and you out there guarding them. You motherfuckers.
Come across the street. What the hell is that?
Come on, man. But look,
they have to take down the porta potty because the other rich neighbors are like, "That's ugly. Get that out of there."
Hey, for the prices that neighborhood probably costs, I don't want to see that damn porta potty. Y'all not doing no construction over there.
Can they put like a gazebo on top of it or something? That's fine.
But anyway, agents then headed to Vice President Mike Pence's home a mile away to use the toilet, or when time was short, counted on a nearby restaurant or even knocked on neighbors' doors. One of those neighbors eventually ended up renting a $3,000 a month basement studio for agents, making $144,000 in taxpayer money by the time the lease expires this September. What? That's our money right there, because you won't let them go take a shit in your crib. Think about that. $150,000 jagged off because you can't let these cats just listen. You could build a damn bathroom in the back of your place for these cats, right? Do a solid. You're millionaires.
Oh my God! Like you, if we go to Urban Dictionary, we should erase whatever fuck shit is, and how this story is. That's the definition of fuck shit. I think you nailed it perfectly with that opening remark.
With a Secret Serviceman exiting out of a porta potty in a rich neighborhood is the picture of it.
They're making $150,000. Did I hear that correctly, or just under? It was 144.
That's
and
what
they charged $300,000.
Well, what we have, the part right there, that's what the neighbor made off of the Secret Service. Oh, all right, he $144,000 when the lease expires. That's what the neighbor made off of them. And the worst part, you had to include the Obamas in this motherfucker, which are nasty.
Right,
shit,
and like leave like a note behind. It's like what is that? The Godfather, when you leave the horse's head, like that's right. What they did to Obama.
Right,
unbelievable.
Trying to do you a solid.
Jared Kushner and Ivanka, they're not even president. They're not even close. It's not like this is the Donald doing all this.
Right, or his detail doing this. This is the
or Pence. Oh, hey, by the way, drive a mile over to Pence.
Think about like this happening with the Bush daughters or something, or like with Chelsea Clinton. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the kids' detail doing this mess.
This is like Rush Hour with Chris Tucker. $1 million for Chelsea Clinton. It's like 300,000 for these secret security. My goodness.
I try to avoid porta potties at all costs unless it's a real emergency, because you don't know who's been in there, who's shitted and what, or who cleaned it, if they ever cleaned it. It's just not for me.
Listen, I hate porta potties. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can't tell you the last time I did a number 2 in a porta potty. They had to be about 20 years ago, if that. I mean, I'll do a number 1, but like a number
Dark day.
It's to do. You have to have bubble guts to the 10th degree to go and put your ass anywhere near. I don't even care if you're hovering in a damn porta potty with that blue dye at the bottom of that damn thing.
Who the hell is Ivanka Trump to think that people don't deserve running water that are protecting your ass? Protecting your ass on top of it. Not like they're like, oh, we're just here to do some maintenance on the house.
But you know what? And it's funny. I tried with everything to put myself in that situation. And with them, they just look at the Secret Service like it's security. And this is probably how they treat their security. You know, they don't be like to letting their security shit in their bathroom. Like, oh, take your ass down the street.
But I'm just saying, put some kind of bathroom outside there, build it next to your house. Problem solved. How long would it take? A month max.
Oh, on top of that, now, you know, this is a question I wonder. When they have to use the bathroom, does someone have to come and cover for them? Because if that's part of that, if someone comes and cover straight, and what they're doing is still wrong. But if you actually lose part of your security because they have to go take a dump at Mike Pence's crib a mile away, that's risking your old ass over some shit. You shouldn't risk your ass over some shit.
But they don't want to smell it.
Right?
I'd rather die than smell that.
What's that smell? It smells like poverty's taking a shit in our bathroom.
You do that at Obama's. You do that at Obama's.
Oh, you over there. Oh, them blacks let you take them shits in their crib. I bet they do.
Obama just keeps on giving.
Listen, okay, real quick.
Presidency.
I got a question for both of y'all. Sydney, you can go first. If you're the former president, right, and Ivanka and Jared stay close by your crib, are you letting the Secret Service shoot in your crib?
No.
What about you, Ryan?
Oh, that's a hell no. That's a mega.
But y'all have to figure something out, buddy. You're going to have to fix something. But this is the thing, too.
I'll put a porta potty out in front for him.
Right. But you know what? I wonder, though. Because clearly Obama's the president. He has Secret Service for the rest of his life, right? So I wonder, was it a situation where they're like, man, listen, man, y'all right by. You know, y'all get the shit in that crib. Yeah, we get the shit in that crib, man. Listen, can I come through and shit in that crib too, please, man? I got to go. And then Obama was like, man, who did this shit over here? And they details like, man, that was Jared Kushner's motherfucking Secret Service doing this. Like, I told y'all, don't let them motherfuckers back in this bitch.
And then,
Brian, you good?
CBS picks it up for 10 episodes. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, you froze. You froze for a second. Yeah.
Are you losing me?
No, you're good now. You're good
His
now.
internet took a shit.
They can obviously hear us, so maybe they're glitching me out.
All right. This is from the Chicago Tribune. Lowe's Hotels on Saturday canceled a planned fundraiser at its Portfolio Bay Hotel in Universal Orlando for U.S. Senator Josh Hawley, who, of course, you know, if you follow this show, fuck him for life, who spearheaded the objection to President-elect Biden's win in Congress on January 6th, which will live in infamy now. Hawley, Republican from Missouri, was also shown in a photo raising his fist in solidarity with the pro-Trump protesters on Capitol Hill prior to the violent assault in the Capitol building. We are horrified and opposed to the events at the Capitol building, all who supported and incited the actions, Lowe said in a statement on Twitter. In light of this event, for our safety and our guests and team members, we've informed the host of February's fundraiser we will no longer be held at Lowe's Hotel. The event was listed as being a Hawley-affiliated political committee fighting for Missouri, which raised more than $272,000 for Hawley in the 2020 election cycle. Hawley does not face re-election until 2024. So listen, fuck Lowe's for life. Now we can't go to the movie theaters whenever them bitches open back up. All right,
if they ever.
Right. Now you can go rent one in Indiana for $100 to watch an old movie. Actually, listen, if I was a youngster, I'd be doing some nasty stuff in one of those movie theaters. Get a couple buddies or whatever for $100. Oh, remember? Let me stop. Let me stop. We start going in the way back machine. Remember getting it on at the show, But yeah, so Josh Hawley and Lowe's, but it still points out to you. And I mean, you look, sometimes I don't think we look at financial companies and their financial dealings when it comes to service people that are in Congress or just elected officials, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And that's one of the things that I know a lot of people were saying as far as what took place on January 6th, really how to make a change is to hit the companies up that support these elected officials and get them to shame them into not supporting these elected officials. So it's funny you see that this point out with Lowe's and Josh Hawley, who, man, this kid needs to be punched in his fucking face, like, and kicked a little bit when he's on the ground, so with some wingtips, some hard bottoms. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I never got kicked with some hard bottoms, but I feel like it hurt a lot. But that needs to happen to Josh Hawley, to say the least.
Did you ever get kicked by a baby when they wear those hard shoes to try to balance themselves up? That hurts like what.
Especially if they're standing like let's say you're holding them and they can kick you in your lowers or whatever with the listen, my little brother I believe did that to me a time or two. Definitely. Listen, they don't even have those shoes for kids anymore. They don't. Like, I mean, I know from having two kids, neither one of them had hard bottom shoes. Like, I had hard bottom shoes when I was a kid. My little brother, who was 9 years younger than me, he had hard bottom shoes, and he also had to wear to correct his how he walked as far as his foot was turned in or something like that. They had like screws you screwed in the bottom, had this bracket to get his foot to kind of be straight or whatever. But yeah, those were sons of bitches.
Forrest Gump?
The Forrest Gumps. No, it wasn't the Forrest Gumps. How dare you? All right, to keep going with the political side, this is a good one. This is from The Guardian. An associate of Rudolph Giuliani told a former CIA officer a presidential pardon was going to cost $2 million. This is from the New York Times, reported on Sunday, the latest bombshell to break across the last chaotic days of Donald Trump's presidency. The report detailed widespread and in some cases lucrative lobbying involving people seeking a pardon as Trump's time in office winds down. The 45th president, impeached twice, will leave power on Wednesday with the inauguration of Joe Biden. The former CIA officer, John Kiriko, who was jailed in 2012 for leaking the identity of an operative involved in torture, told the Times he laughed at the remark from the associate of Giuliani's, the former New York mayor, who is also Trump's personal attorney, is reportedly a possible pardon recipient himself. $2 million? Are you out of your mind? Kiriko reportedly said. Even if I had $2 million, I wouldn't spend it to recover a $700,000 pension. A $700,000 pension. Damn. An associate of Kiriko reported the conversation to the FBI. So, dude, listen, this is the thing with me. Trump, listen, this let you know Trump doesn't have as much money as he says he has, right? Because, I mean, listen, I'm not saying $2 million is a lot of money, but it's like, dude, if you're a billionaire, that's pennies to a certain degree. Like, why would you sully your name for $2 million if you're a billionaire? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a billionaire. Why? Why am I going to be pardoning people who don't deserve to be pardoned? Now, I understand that presidents pardon people all the time. You know what I'm saying? This isn't just a Trump thing. Some of the people that he's pardoned have been eye-raising, like the Blackwater murderers that he pardoned, to say the least, and all those political officials who were corrupt that he pardoned. But shit, just $2 million, man? Golly, son, y'all struggling. And that makes it even worse, the fact that, and due to how that PAC is structured that he built right after the election, that he got $250 million from you motherfuckers, and he could spend it. It's not like he got to give it to another Republican and help people stay in office and running their campaign. He can do whatever the fuck he want, and you gave him another $250 million. This destitute, broke-ass billionaire. No, this motherfucker ain't no damn billionaire.
That's like our theme now for the show. It's just like how the system is just such BS. Like even with that Josh Hawley thing that we were talking about before, it's like every politician's in the pocket of somebody. You see the studies from Forbes. If you have money, it's so much easier to make more money. It's so much harder to go broke. It's like impossible to go into debt. Like there's like like regular person broke, and then there's rich person broke. And that's just like, it's always this way. And then with him, it's even worse with Don, because he has so many laws and so many influences for his own businesses that he's been using with his White House privilege. Right. So it's just like complete and utter BS and a nice little spit in the face to everybody that can see it.
It definitely is. It's a spit with a bit of fuck you on the side of it. Like,
right.
Fuck you. Right? Give me my money.
Yeah,
Like,
speaking of
let
loopholes,
me hit in the eye and let me get you a little after shot right in the mouth.
speaking of loopholes in the system, didn't Donald Trump didn't he file bankruptcy at least 6 or 7 times?
He's
It's
made
more
a
Yeah, I
than
lot
know.
of
He
his
was trying to
money
buy
off
an NFL
bankruptcy
team, but
laws.
he didn't have enough. So
Yeah. I mean, it got to the situation where, what is it? Is this Deutsche Bank? I forget what bank he uses, but the question is, why do they always still loan him money? Because due to all those bankruptcy city, other banking institutions forbid their people from loaning them money. You know what I'm saying? So the question, and then like even with like the Trump Tower here, I don't know if it's Deutsche Bank or not, but they sat there and he basically defrauded on the loan payment, and they basically forgave his ass. It's like something that's really corrupt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, going on with it. But yeah,
Like, 'cause
hey,
he's born with a silver spoon, right? Like his dad made all the money. But what he's done to maintain all his money is he's taken complete advantage with bankruptcy laws. That's like a huge part. And tax evasion. Like these are huge tools in his golf bag, if you will.
not just his, a lot of people that are
yeah.
well off. These are huge tools that they use to hide their money, and look at our infrastructure and how these people don't pay their fair share, but they're the 1%. You know, and that's one of the things that you got to get more money. Just like the article from like last week or the week before, we're talking about Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk and how Elon Musk had like $30 billion before the pandemic. That motherfucker got like 170 or 130 billion dollars. This past year, he made over $100 billion, and Bezos did too. Like the amount of money that they made. You see how Bezos made it because shit, we all ordering shit now when we're at the fucking crib. You know what I'm saying? So it got rid of all the competition for the most part, especially when you close the shit down. And we ordering the fuck out of Amazon from the fresh store to wherever else the fuck you got to get. You know what I'm saying? If you
get eBay too.
Yeah, dude, if listen, I wish I had a dream about some shit like this last year that was so believable that I could have put some money in some fucking Uber Eats and DoorDash and all this other shit that was gonna fucking be an essential damn near if you want to try to stay away from fucking COVID for the most part.
And you know, it's such BS too. I read an article how who's profiting the most during the pandemic? Billionaires specifically. And you just see it. It's like how many even millionaires down to, people that just, I don't know, high-end upper middle class or whatever. And you have to give up on your business because of a pandemic, and they are just coming and gobbling. Like, we'll invest, we'll pick it up when it's low, and then when everything gets high again, we'll make even more money.
Facts. Then listen, that's how the wealthy stay wealthy. Unfortunately, when you have such a disproportionate amount of wealth, you know what I'm saying? Like it allows them to have power, all right, because they can lobby and do whatever to make sure that the rules that they like. They can own media companies, so the story and the narrative they want to get out.
Bezos owns the Post, the Washington Post.
He owns the Post. Look at Rupert Murdoch. You know what I'm saying? Like anytime you see that, it's always like that's always wild to me because I've never in my head like, man, I want to own a newspaper. And you just think about the type of power you have when you listen, even if to say that you don't tell your editors or whoever this is the narrative I want, they get a vibe of what you like and what you don't like. You know what I'm saying?
And they know what story might piss off the owner versus what won't.
Exactly. So that's always to me a slippery slope when you have these people with all this power owning necessarily how the stories are getting out to us. And we always kind of have to look at it somewhat with a jaundiced eye and not always take it for facts and look through it and look behind it and try to find out all the details ourselves if we can find them out. All right.
Totally.
This is from the Chicago Tribune. You would think that Dupage County Public Defender Jeff York will be happy to see the end of cash bail in Illinois. As promised by the criminal justice legislation that passed Wednesday, and he is, for the most part. While clients of lesser means wouldn't have to sit in jail until trial, he said, others now receive affordable bails could see them taken away as nervous judges weigh the possibility that accused could commit other crimes if released. It really depends on how it ends up getting applied, York said. I don't know what the judges will do. Such uncertainty is hanging over much of the state's criminal justice system as prosecutors, police, and defense attorneys ponder the consequences of one of the most sweeping pieces of legislation to pass the Illinois General Assembly in years. Aside from abolishing cash bail across Illinois on January 1st in 2023, the overhaul creates a more robust statewide system for tracking law enforcement misconduct and decertifying officers who commit wrongdoing. It also requires every officer to be equipped with a body camera by 2025. That's too fucking long. Does away with requiring sworn affidavits for people filing complaints against police. The bill still needs J.B. Pritzker's signature, Governor J.B. Pritzker's signature, before it becomes law. But he said Friday he's very pleased with the bill. He did not commit to signing it, though he noted eliminating cash bail was one of the central issues of his campaign. You know where I stand on most of the issues with the bill, he said, because the General Assembly has passed measures adjourned and new set lawmakers have been sworn in. Pritzker can't use his mandatory veto powers to ask lawmakers to remove portions of the bill he might not like. I'm sure Jesse has to like this one, Ryan, huh? No, I mean Valles, your boy.
Oh, Stevie?
Yeah, Stevie. I'm sorry, Stevie. I'm sure Stevie has to really. I'm sure it's one of those things that Stevie was probably out there fighting for with Illinois. What's the name of the fund?
Chicago Votes.
Yeah, Chicago Votes. With Chicago Votes. Shout out to Stevie. I'm sure it's one of the things that Stevie has been fighting for. So, what are your guys' thoughts?
I thought you were talking about Reverend Jesse.
I know when you said. So, what are you guys' thoughts on elimination of cash bail?
Sid, do you want to go?
Let me just say this. I find it hard to believe that maybe I'm looking at this the wrong way. If you can't, I know Davis is ready for something. I can tell. Come on,
Sydney be Sydney.
But if you don't have enough money to pay bail, whoever is going to bail you out, they sit you in jail until whenever the bail is paid, or if you can't pay it at all, you had to go through a trial. They call me crazy. That just doesn't make sense to me. I'm always bothered by that, especially on call me crazy, but silly violations like traffic tickets or something to that degree of lesser crimes. Now, bigger crimes, I understand that, but for lesser crimes, you don't have enough bail to get yourself out. That just doesn't make sense to me. I think call me crazy, but I think it's a system on purpose just to keep more people in jail in the system anyway.
Always bother me. Black. Go ahead and say black. Put the black on top of it.
Well, most people look like us in there, yeah.
You didn't go Sidney Brown on that one. I thought you was gonna go straight Republican on this one. You mugs need to be in jail. No, no. What's the point that Sidney make? It is that what you have in a lot of situations are people that are in their cash bond is like $300. And they can't get someone to pay $300. Like, just for real. Like, I could give someone $300, but I'm be like, wait, hold up. And how quickly is this coming right back to me? You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if you're a working adult. Like now, if it's like my nieces or nephews or something like that, that's different. You know what I'm saying? But when you look at the fact that so many people have to sit and rot in jail, basically, because these people aren't in prison, they're in jail because they haven't been convicted until their trial, which trial could be a year away. Plus, during the pandemic, trials have been pushed back. So you have people sitting there for a year, as Sidney said, for traffic violations, or and I know now it's changed, but back in the days for like marijuana possession. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not talking about violent criminals. You know what I'm talking? What we're saying, we're talking about people that they may have broken the law, but they not to the extent where getting them off the streets is beneficial to the rest of us. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not a threat to us, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I love it. You know what I'm saying? I haven't necessarily been in a situation. I mean, I've definitely been arrested, but I never had to pay bail. I got an eye bond, but that's not the same. But pay bail or anything like that. But it's good. It's good to see that, because you look at what's the dude that's in charge of all the prisons here, and what's his like Dart D? I forget the dude's name. But I know he has been fighting for it a long time because he always talks about how many people.
Tom Dart?
Yeah, I believe it's Tom Dart. He always talk about the people that were in Cook County that didn't jail that didn't necessarily need to be up in there. How they were over. There was too many people basically in there for offenses that they should be out if they didn't have to wait on cash bail. So to me, in a just society, a progressive civilization, this stuff like this needs to happen. What about you, Ryan?
Yeah, I echo basically everything that you guys are saying. And this, again, speaks to the theme of what we've been talking about. Like, I've always pretty much hated the bail system because it leans for the people that are rich or that have resources. Like you could be, we're talking violent criminal if you want potentially. Like you could have a $1 million bail and still some people can get out. Who can get out?
Yes.
The super rich. You know,
Yes.
like, and obviously if you are even something just a lower crime and it's $300, like you said, Ken, I mean, look at me here in Arizona. I don't know anybody. I don't know who's just going to just drive over $300 while I'm sitting in prison. Like,
Damn.
and people have that all over the place, you know, people have that in Chicago, people have that in any parts of major cities all over the place. And then if we're talking $300, it's probably, like you said, some petty crime where do you even need a bail to begin with? Like, it doesn't make sense. Obviously, if you're a murderer, you want that person in jail. But if you still make it available, that it's like, well, if you're rich enough, you shouldn't have to sit in jail. Like,
I wonder. Go ahead.
It just it speaks to a really ridiculous system. And a lot of times it works, I guess, because the majority of people can afford these small cash bonds and have someone that can do it. But there's a lot of people that become complete victims of it that we don't even care about. And then you got the other side that should be victims, but they have so much resources that they're just above the rules.
I just wonder what's the demo for people that are in jail in Arizona and who would be making you their bitch? Would it be some skinhead?
Why am I the bitch? I can't be making
that ponytail is you're gonna be somebody's bitch. Hey. I can see somebody stroking your. Where you think you're going? I'm gonna sit your ass back here.
See, I was thinking the opposite. I was thinking they stroke it, and then that's when I do a killer move right there, and then I'm in charge of that bitch.
And then when you wake back up,
oh yeah.
All right, on a lighter note, Batwoman star, I think this is Javicia Leslie, reveals that Stacey Abrams is a big-time Bat fan as well. She's been very supportive, says the actress who, for anybody who doesn't know, she took over for Batwoman. The lady that was playing her last year left the show. This sister took over. Says the actress who takes over for, it just says it right here, I didn't even know, takes over the Cape Cow in season 2 for Ruby Rose after she famously exited the Batcave at the end of the show's freshman year. Shout out to Stacey Abrams. I think she's going to love this season, and I hope we make her proud. Watch out for the video above, she also wrote. Watch Abrams just watch the show when she could be on the show. Leslie agrees with Abrams should visit the Gotham City during the second season, which premieres on the 17th of this month at 8 p.m. on CW. Let's suit her up as a hero, she says, before switching gears to another even better pitch. How about this? Let's suit her up as an anti-hero. That'd be fun, a supervillain. I think she could go through the comics and find one to bring to Gotham and go ahead and suit her up. Stacey Abrams got better shit to do than this, Miss Leslie, than worrying about suiting her. She my president. Fuck all this bullshit. She got better shit. But I'll say this. This week, I stumbled across Javicia. Let me get her name one more time. Javicia. I think that's it. Javicia. I stumbled across Javicia this week. I went down a rabbit hole on that one, buddy. That's a nice looking sister right there. Sydney.
Okay.
You should check her out. All right. You'll like Sydney, you'll like it. Like, go hit the image on the Google, or when you do the Google search, hit image. All right. And go She's a nice looking sister. Definitely. I believe the crazy thing about the character, because I don't know now, I could be wrong about this. Leslie may be bisexual. I think she mentioned in an article that she's bisexual. The lady Ruby Rose, because the character of Batwoman is a lesbian. And Ruby Rose, so that they want to keep that because she will continue to be a lesbian because they want to, give a strong character for the LGBTQ plus community. But again, man, watching those, listen. Part of the reason I put this in here, Ryan, when you left it was just to talk about how beautiful this sister was. She's a beautiful creature to say the least. And
I was hoping did you keep the Captain America?
It's in there. It's the last one we're going out.
Thank goodness, because that's the big one. That's the one where I was like, "Oh, Cap's a bitch." Here we go.
All right,
here we go.
This is from Variety. Chris Evans may be dusting off the cobwebs from his Captain America shit. Also, when I first saw this, because how you had it, like Cap is returning, I was like, Colin Kaepernick? So just
hey, I would have put a K instead of a C.
You're right. just 2 years after retiring, like the bitch he is, not Chris Evans, but Cap, the character, retiring as the Avengers leader, Evans is eyeing a return in Marvel Cinematic Universe in some nebulous capacity. Deadline, which first broke the news that Evans was eyeing another Star-Spangled turn, suggests that the actor won't anchor his own movie, but will instead pop up in another Avengers standalone adventure. It's the news that should every fan's spirit should have every fan's spirit soaring. But when and where, you ask? Who will he play? What do you mean? Who will he play? Is Dear Captain America returning to the big screen? Well, that's unclear. The actor also booked to play. The actor Chris Evans also booked to play Buzz Lightyear in Pixar's Lightyear in 2022. Also, just before we jump into that, because I didn't see the last Toy Story.
Me neither.
So, and it seemed like because everyone is like, Woody's almost ready to go. So I guess Woody left this time because Buzz got his own one. All right.
Is this a prequel, like the first?
I don't know.
Buzz before the Buzz.
Wait, wasn't what did Tim Allen used to do Buzz, right?
Yep.
So what happened? Did they got rid of Tim Allen, or
He's
was like
too red?
Yeah, I was about to say that too. I was about to be like, you love Trump too much, Tim Allen, tool guy, right? Every time I see The Last Man Standing, I'll be like, motherfucker. Right?
Me too.
And remember, he got popped for being a drug dealer back in the day.
Yeah.
Too, right? Like, this motherfucker, right? But listen, I think he the first motherfucker that won't cash bond the states. Boy, fucking Tim Allen.
Oh my God.
I don't want it.
At home, living with my mom, she'd have like just TV on randomly. She wouldn't even be watching. She'd be asleep. And Last Man Standing would be on and be like, you
motherfucker. Right? Like, Tim Allen, you found that shit? I was like, Tim, for real, Tim?
I
Like,
know. Like, he's like, oh, it's unfair. I'm a celebrity and I can't be a right person.
Yeah, right. I can't say what I want to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, you listen, this is the crazy part about Tim Allen. The motherfucking convicted drug dealer made it to being one of the highest paid TV actors during his reign.
Right.
And you don't understand privileges at that fact. You think that could have happened to one of us? Right. Shut your ass down, Tim Allen. But anyway, bitch ass.
We got to talk about Cap being a bitch.
Oh, listen, I said this. So we had on the text chain, Melvin put the Cap was returning. And I was like, man, fuck Cap. If you know, fuck Cap for life. Team Iron Man here. If motherfucker killed my parents and I was your boy and you didn't tell me and I found out, motherfucking furniture is moving all over this motherfucker. I'm on your ass hot. Go ahead.
Ken, and I want you to say your thing of why Cap's a bitch, especially at Endgame, how it ends.
Okay, this is another thing too. All right, if Cap wants to go, I mentioned this in the text thread. If he wants to go be with whoever, I can't remember the old lady's name right now.
Yeah.
I don't think she Agent Carter. If she Agent Carter, listen, whoever.
Yeah, Carter. Yeah.
Agent Carter. If Cap wants to go be with Agent Carter so damn bad, then meet her ass in heaven and let Tony go home to his motherfucking daughter. All right, and you Captain America, you got these true values. I know you believe in Jesus Christ, don't you? Tony got to do all the work, right? Got the MCU started, right? Put the Avengers together with what's his name, Fury, right? They got to do all this shit, and then got
to complaining Captain America the entire time.
All this bitching and complaining and whining, right? Being an anti-government. Now Cap is anti-government. Nah, we can't just be following them. You got your serum because of these motherfuckers, right? And
he's saying he's going to take a bullet and he would die for any of them, but he's not going to let Tony go home to his daughter.
And look, right. And then that's so he can go get some back in 1946. All right, like Tony, I know you love your daughter, but I got some shit. I got some trim waiting for me.
You were living. It's my turn to live, baby. It's the Cap's turn.
Yeah. Listen, and then I even think about this. If Cap is running around through time, go and save Tony ass then, Cap. All right, since you're supposed to be Captain America,
right? You can grab the glove. Right. Grab the glove. Go ahead, make the snap.
Right.
You got your time with Miss Carter.
Right. Oh, Cap's so bitch ass.
But okay, this is my other thing. What the hell could that movie even be about? He can't do anything, otherwise he messes up the timeline. And if he were to fight some villain to do something to help, America or save Miss Carter or whatever, then he's literally being the bitch that can't just go grab the glove and do the snap himself.
Listen, first of all, if it's some flashback shit, like it's happening 2 different timelines, and also we already know basically after Doctor Strange comes out, there's going to be multiverses in the MCU. So will it be some multiverse stuff where in this universe, Cap didn't go back into time? You know what I'm saying? Be something like that. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I'll just say off top, man, Cap is the most selfish motherfucking icon that you could ever see. The first thing that motherfucker do is go get some ass, some old school ass. Right?
He's like real America, like how America is right now, selfish.
Listen, he's like, listen, you 21st century women, you know, y'all got vaginas. That's straight. But back them World War II motherfucking bitches, they got cooches. And I'm going back to get me some.
I never even got in the first time, but I know it's
I know it.
Oh my God. I love that reasoning at the end of Endgame. I agree. I like no one can even argue with you.
Dude,
like come back, grab the glove, quit being a bitch, and let Tony go home with his daughter.
Listen, I'll tell you this. Look, go spend 3 years with old girl. Keep in shape. Go spend 5 years with her, right? Jump your ass back to where Thanos means with this glove and take this motherfucking glove. I got a kid at the crib, right?
Right. Yeah. If you're gonna get the walker, then get there a week in advance and start hiding where you need to hide and get in there.
This is another part too. This just ran across my mind. Let you know how selfish fucking Cap is. So what? Your homie, right? Gonna whack my motherfucking parents. You're not gonna tell me, right? And then you gonna motherfucking orphan my motherfucking daughter?
Right.
I'm like, don't you owe me, my G? Right? Like,
and Cap came to him to get the band back together.
No, that's on you. All right, that's what Cap said, man. That's on you. Like, dude, it's like, what the fuck, man? Come on, man. So
think about the greater good, Tony. Except when I am as a person in that position, then I can take. There is literally. Have you seen Parks and Rec at all?
A little bit.
Aziz Ansari plays this character. He's like, whenever people ask me, should I take the high road or the low road? I always tell them to take the high road. That way it leaves me all alone taking the low road. That's Captain America. That's Cap.
All the way to that 1943 coochie. Cap.
I'll never die for you, baby. I'll never die for you.
Listen, you got this AIDS. I'm going back to get me some old school DD.
Watch. Probably he couldn't do the walker and take the glove because that's the day that she like dies or something. And he's just like, oh, I got to go mourn instead and let Tony die because fuck Tony.
Listen, Cap should have a t-shirt made back then that says fuck with on the back of it, Iron Man all blown up after the fucking grabbing.
Like with a giant cigar, like he's like in the 1950s, something with this kind of Tony, you idiot. Yeah, you idiot. Hope you find your parents in heaven, you.
Oh, that's a good one. That was a good one, Ryan. Good work right there. All right. You can always check out Sydney on Second City Sports and his writing for Real Riga Radio. You can always check out me and Ryan on That Davis Show and also here at The Flip with Sydney. We're going to get into football heavy this Tuesday. It's going to be me and Ryan this week. We may have a guest maybe later in the week, but me and Ryan are going to give you our football thoughts from, and maybe have some Bears, but around the league. We're probably going to talk a little bit about Lamar Jackson. All right, I know that's probably going to be one of the topics. Unfortunately, we love black quarterbacks, but listen, Wink Martindale.
We have some suspicion, though. We have some suspicion.
Yeah, I didn't mean Wink Martindale. He's the defensive coordinator. Greg Roman, the offensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens. Yeah, you got to come to court. You got to come down here. We got to have a discussion, bro. You know, like we got to have a discussion. Rex Ryan and some of your thoughts. You got to come down. We got to have a discussion, bro. So definitely make sure you check out That Davis Show and follow all of us. Follow me at That's Davis. Follow Sydney at Sydney Brown and follow Ryan at Ryan B. Ski and Ryan B. Ski 1 on Instagram. Always be safe. Look out this week, man, with this inauguration, because you don't know what the fuck may take place. Hopefully everything's calm and we don't have to worry, but just stay low. I'm going to get strapped sooner or later, or strap more for you motherfuckers that may try to come in now.
Legally or illegally.
We have to pretend that we're always camping at this point.
Right, yeah. That's the name of the show. Always camping. Yes, Ryan. We camping and we pretending like we camping everywhere. Right? I mean, Sydney, legally. No, I'm not scratching off serial numbers. Look, I'm not trying to murder nobody. They
Hey,
running up
Sydney's the one with that burner phone. He's not worried about legal guns.
Sydney opens up that closet back there. This shit looked like a scene from Hobbs and Shaw.
Who was that? Who was Greg Hardy? When I threw the girl,
threw the girl on the couch full of guns.
Like he opens that, the guns just come down with the bed of guns.
But yeah, we always appreciate it. Don't do anything crazy before you hear from us again, Sydney.
We go.